This time, I will introduce Think Clearly. 3 of the 52 thinking methods of Think Clearly are best selected and explained. The first way of thinking is to accept the inequity and unreasonability of the world. It is nature that society is fair. This is what everyone thinks. Bad behavior is punished, and good behavior is rewarded. But that is not the case. Society is unfair and life has many unreasonable events. For example, if you are not rated correctly, there are things that are unreasonable or that the right behavior is not rewarded. It is important to calmly accept that society is not fair and unreasonable. Then focus your consciousness on your daily life. That way, you won't be disappointed unnecessarily with unreasonable events. When you have a painful or unreasonable act, think of it as something that is common in the world and try to focus on yourself. This is the author's idea. The next thought is to get a picture of life. For example, suppose you have recruited 100 candidates to hire a secretary. How do you hire an excellent person at this time? A mathematician gave this answer. First, interview the first 37 people and reject everyone. At this time, it is important to remember the level of the best of these 37 people. The 37 or more candidates are then interviewed, and the first one who feels better than the best of the first 37 is employed. By the way, the number 37 is said to be the most effective number by mathematical methods. The important thing here is the number of samples. The reason why the best one could be selected without any doubt from the candidates after 37 was that the first 37 people grasped the overall level. And because we were able to figure out the minimum line required by the recruiters. And this was possible because we secured a sample size of 37 people. It cannot be judged by the sample size of 5 or 6 people. However, many people decide the direction of life, despite the very small sample size. For example, we decide on a job with just a few interviews, or decide on a partner in life or a place to live for many years with only a small sample. This is just an example of the interview, most of the rest is ignored. So, secure a large number of samples. The author says that it is important to have a complete picture of life. An important skill for that is quick determination. Those who can't make a quick decision are those who will always be wondering who to hire first when hiring a secretary. Then you cannot secure a large number of samples forever. As a result, the direction of life is determined based on the small sample size. So always try everything with an open mind. The important thing is to be aware that you have a sufficient sample size. This is not just work, but hobbies, places to live. It also applies to personal things, such as relationships. It is important to increase the number of samples. A third way of thinking is to subtract the mind. Here is an interesting study. We compared the happiness of the Olympic silver medalist and bronze medalist. According to the study, the bronze medalist was more happy than the Olympic silver medalist. The reason for this is the difference in what they compare. Silver medalists compare themselves to gold medalists. The bronze medalist compares himself to the players who did not get the medal. As a result, the bronze medalist was more happy than the silver medalist. What if I don't have anything right now? Thinking that way will increase your happiness. This is the subtraction of the mind. Rather than actually thinking about the wonderful things in life, it's better to use mental subtraction. And think about how much trouble you would have had if you didn't have what you have now. Happiness rise is known to be high. For example, if you were born without your right arm. What if you didn't meet your current partner? If you were born during the war, etc. Imagine clearly. By doing so, your comparison will not be a gold medalist. It should change to players who did not reach the medal. Psychologist Paul Duran said, "We usually do not realize the happiness we have. Pursuing what you don't have it is the driving force for action. However, when I was worried about it and felt painful, if you didn't have what you had, imagine how troubled you are." And I will explain 3 ways of thinking. First, accept the injustice and unreasonability of the world. No matter how unreasonable you lament the society and life are, it would be wiser to look at your life and what you can do, and to grasp the whole picture of life. When hiring a secretary, we secured a sample of 37 people. Determining the direction of life with a small sample size is very risky. First of all, it is important to collect samples and try anything. And subtract the mind. When you feel painful, remember the difference in happiness between silver and copper medalist. This time, 3 of the 52 think methods of think clearly were carefully selected and introduced. The remaining 49 ways of thinking are also interesting. Please read it. In this channel, you will find useful information for your life. Carefully select only useful information. It will be updated once a week. Please look forward to it. If you are interested, please subscribe to the channel. Pray for your life to be wonderful. Let's see you again.